Hi everyone, it is Marie here from Skeins, and I haven't been and seen you, well, 3 or 4 days. I know, but I thought I'd come and catch up with you specifically in the Speak Easy today because I want to give you those winners and announce the winners from the Hot 100. So I'm going to muck around. I'm going to tell you who they are. I haven't even emailed you yet or sent you a message yet. So if you hear your name, I will be sending you a message very, very shortly. And I want to congratulate, we've got one main winner. Plus we've got 3 runners-up, and our 3 runners-up are Vicky Berry, Leith McDonald and Sue Palmer. Congratulations, you're all getting some new Urban Deluxe yarn with a yarn Hawke's Bay calendar as well as some hand cream that I've grabbed and thrown in there as well. And Hannah Kennedy, congratulations to Hannah Kennedy down, it looks like you're in the South Island. You have won our main prize, which is also a calendar as well as the amazing Antasia book back there. There it is, the beautiful Antasia book. And you've also got a yarn bowl and some yarn as well, some of the brights from our new Urban Deluxe range. I tell you what, took forever to count through all the entries. The most entries we've ever had. So thank you so much for that. That was absolutely fantastic. Hot 100 was a huge success, and it was great because it's fun to get those smaller projects out and up and really enjoying them. If you have been on to the Speakeasy this morning, in the last sort of hour or so, you will notice that I have also pinned up and placed the new theme for this month, which is it's 2 months actually. We do it over December and January, and it is essentially our big projects that we work on over the summer. And this is year 3 that we've done it. We did it the first year with the oatmeal sweater from Libby Johnson, Truly Myrtle in year 1, and last year we did Miss Jane cardigans from Tiki Knits, Georgie Nicholson, sorry Georgie. And we love them. They were so much fun. And this year, I wanted to the criteria we looked at this year for a project was keep it local, so New Zealand or Australian designer, keeping it simple, so something that is simple enough that if you've never knitted a large garment or a whole bigger project before or crocheted it, you're able to do so with this pattern, so that it's easy enough to do it, but it's also custom. If you're quite experienced and you want to customize it, that you're able to do that too, and actually sort of have a bit of fun with it. And then that's the last part, having a bit of fun with it, having something that you can actually really enjoy. So you may have heard on the last video I actually announced what those were, and I'm going to send out, if you're on the database, you're going to get a newsletter, and it is in the pinned post at the top of the thread here in the Speakeasy. And the 2 projects we've chosen both a knit along project and a crochet along project. So then that way, if you like to do one or the other, you've got those options. If you buy stitchable, you can do both, or you can actually just have a bit of a play around and see what you can enjoy. The knitted project is called the Pop Crop Cardigan, and that is by Amber O'Brien. And many of you know that we're a huge fan of Amber's work here at Skeins. We've got 2 of her shawls done in the shop, and I know I've raved about the Shine On shawl endlessly as a great example of slip stitch colour work, which we really enjoy, and it's knitted in our Orb Fine. This cardigan Amber put out in October, so it's nice and new. That's it there. And we love it because it's a really neat piece for this time of year. So it's a long sleeve cardigan, but obviously you can alter that if you wish, sort of cropped, and it's basically designed to throw over your shoulders, keep you warm, at the cooler ends of the day. Perfect for sundresses or sleeveless tops, or flipping over onto jeans. When I jumped on the Ravelry page and we had a look at this, one of the things that I often look at are the projects that have been knitted. So it's been out a few months, and there's about 60 projects listed on there with photos. And what I love is the fact that it's a whole variety of people of all shapes and sizes have knitted this, and it looks fantastic because you want something that's going to look really good. She's designed it as something with a bit of pop of colour, so she's used a indie dyed skein as her main colour and then added solid contrasts, but you don't need to do that. You can knit it all in one colour if you want. You can just do it in 2 solid colours. You can play around and pull something out of your stash if you've got some indie, or you can use the Loyal Pattern prints. I know loads of you have got Loyal Pattern prints in the stash, particularly after the sweet charity sale at the end of this week. That would be perfect, and you can do some contrasting solids with the new Urban Deluxe or Perendale would contrast in there beautifully. So there's loads and loads and loads of different options. You can sort of, you know, have a little play around. For me personally, I have been absolutely itching to knit the new Southlander Sport. Now this cardigan is written to a DK pattern. So you're thinking, okay, Marie, what are you up to? She's changing things already. No, you should know me by now, people. So this pattern is written to a DK, and she's using 4mm needle and standard 22 stitch tension. So that, for starters, is nice and easy for most people. So, but I do want to use the Southlander Sport, and I like the idea of having something just a wee bit lighter weight, and that's primarily because I live here in Hawke's Bay, and for those who have ever spent any time here in Hawke's Bay, we are one of the warmest areas through the summer months. And so I did a wee swatch. Now I'm not doing it in cream, but this is what we had lying around so I could swatch it. So I have washed and blocked my swatch. There you go. And that is worked out at 23 stitches over on 3.5mm needles blocked, so I'm very happy with that. So that means for me, when I did my measurements, I actually sat in between 2 sizes, and usually the rule of thumb, people, once you've taken that upper bust measurement, if you do sit in between 2 sizes, the rule of thumb is you actually go down a size, you don't go up a size. In this particular instance, I will be going up a size because I've got that tension, which a gauge already, which is 1 stitch more than the current gauge. So I will be going up 1 size on that. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm yet to decide my colours. I'm actually going down to be in the shop, what's the time now, Harvest One, very, very shortly, to work down there and do some cover. And I'm going to pick my colours while I'm down there. I'm feeling some stripes coming on, so I think I'm going to probably do something with charcoal and something else, and maybe do some stripes or some, you know, play around with some sort of striping. So I'm just having a fiddle around with that in my head at the moment to see what I want to do. So that is the Pop Crop cardigan. To give you an idea, if you want, in terms of volumes, starting at 32-inch, you're looking at 7 balls for main colour and 3 balls for contrast, moving up to 9 balls to main colour and 4 balls to contrast if you're working on the bigger sizes. So it's a pretty economical cardigan on the yarn front, which is fantastic. And the best news is that Amber has been really generous, and she's given us a 30% discount off that pattern. So if you don't already have this in your library, you can pop over to the Ravelry, and I will actually put the link for that in the comments once I'm done as well. You can pop over to the Ravelry page and buy the pattern, and if you put in Skeins in capital letters, S-K-E-I-N-Z, you will get that 30% off. So thank you to Amber for that. Yeah, so that's Pop Crop cardigan. But for the crocheted, we had some great suggestions, and the one that came out on the top of the heap, and I can't believe I didn't think of this, and sorry, I can't remember who did suggest it, but as soon as you suggested it, I was like, of course, is the Sunday Shawl by Alia Bland. And we love Alia. Alia is, she's one of our absolute Skeins favourites. She comes down and teaches at Knit August Nights, and she also does, we did her Frida Crown earlier in the year. And Alia's wonderful because she makes crochet so fun, and she has these beautiful vibrant patterns. And what I love about the Sunday Shawl pattern is she has thought of everything, and depending on the terminology you use, whether you use UK crochet terminology or American crochet terminology, she has that all listed as options when you purchase the pattern. You can purchase the pattern, which terminology you would like. It is a very extensively written pattern. I mean, it's 24 pages long. This is the English version, 24. But the reason for that is every single page, once you start getting into the bottom part of the, especially once you start getting into the bottom part of the shawl, she's given you both written instructions, charted instructions, so depending on what you prefer to use. And I have to admit, funnily enough, for crochet, I quite like these charted instructions because it's just literally how you're working it. It's great. But she's also given you photographic pictorials so you can actually track your progress. So if you are a beginner crocheter and you've just learnt those basic stitches, this is a brilliant pattern because she guides you through it every single step of the way. And even if you're bi-stitchual and you haven't crocheted something on a larger scale for a long time, this pattern is awesome because you will be able to do it and get it completed and actually work your way through. She's also got a page on tips and tricks in here. She's got colour sizing, charts and keys, what you might require. It is just all the information that you need to know. She has used cotton in hers. Alia is a huge cotton fan when it comes to crochet. However, this is actually done in a DK weight yarn. And that was the other reason I chose it, is because it's easily switched out into a regular yarn. And if you've got the new Urban Deluxe, was the other reason why I chose this, because this will look amazing in the new Urban Deluxe with the colours. It will just look absolutely incredible. So do pop to the pattern page of hers and have a look. And she again has been very generous and has given us 20% off the purchase of this pattern, and using the same code, which makes it so easy for everybody. SKEINZ, Skeins, and you get 20% off Alia's Sunday shawl pattern as well, which is just absolutely wonderful. So those are the two projects that we are ripping along with over the next couple of months. We will be doing some random draws with some prizes, and Amber's sending me some stuff out, and we'll be pulling packs together, and we've got some new yarns coming which we'll probably fire out in some prize packs and do some fun stuff. So, and that's just getting yourself posted up. And you know, so just all you need to do actually when you tag it is just put Summer Cal, Summer KAL or Summer CAL. That helps me search it out, but not essential because trust me, I scroll through everything, so I do actually find it, so don't panic about that. So that's what we're starting on right now. If you have got someone who you've been talking about these who is not a Facebook user, I have actually also set up a thread on Ravelry. So if you're talking either on Ravelry or to other people about this and they feel like they're missing out, there is actually on the Skeins board, there is a Ravelry thread being set up especially for this, which is just absolutely fantastic. So that's what we're doing. Just a couple of other little things that I'll just talk about before I let you go. One is the Sweet Charity page. Wow, you guys so love the Sweet Charity page. Claire and I, which is part of the reason why I'm heading down to the shop, so I can give them time so they can actually clear out those orders that have started today, because it's been bonkers. I'm going to get those Waikiwis. I know many of you have been looking for those Waikiwis. I'm going to get them, the two colours listed up on that Sweet Charity page when I get my butt downstairs. And we will just keep stocking those up as they come to hand. And that will be, that Sweet Charity page is something that we're going to have all the time. So if you're looking for bulk yarn on anything, always check our sale page or have a look at that Sweet Charity page to find those out. So that's one. The other thing too is this time of year, obviously, it is December. I know. So there's plenty happening for all of us, and the couriers do get very, very busy. So the one thing I have asked is please be patient with the courier drivers. They are under a massive amount of stress at the moment, and they will. So we use New Zealand couriers, and they consistently have been fantastic. One thing that I will warn you about is we are starting to get some reports of parcels being stolen. So if you have a parcel, all our parcels there is an insurance that gets covered with the insurance company, but it is not covered if you do leave instructions for the parcel to be left. Now, the courier driver is fantastic, they will leave parcels, but you need to be very, very specific about where you leave things and make sure that where you're having it left is secure, because if it is, you have left instructions for things to be left and then it is stolen, unfortunately that parcel is not insured. So just this time of year, just be a little bit extra vigilant. I know it's a pain in the butt if you get the calling card and you have to chase it up at the depot, but if you don't have a secure location to leave your parcel, you may find that that is going to be your safest option. So it's just a message back from the couriers. They want to make sure that you get your parcels and that they are safe. So do make sure you do that. Mind you, why? Well, I mean, unless there are, you know, thievy young yarn people out there. I mean, let's face it. I mean, why your average thief would want to steal a bag of yarn, I don't know, but it has happened. Other than that, we're all good to go. I do have new yarns coming out still. Our lodge is almost done, and I've got a couple of other new bits and pieces up my sleeve before Christmas, and I will actually flick you out some Christmas ideas as well. But in the meantime, get yourself swatching for the Sunday shawl and for the pop crop cardigan, and make sure you don't forget to use those coupon codes when you buy your patterns. So there's coupon code for both of them is SKEINZ, SKEINZ, and that gets you 30% off pop crop cardigan or 20% off the Sunday shawl. So I better, oh yes, I better go. I was supposed to be there 5 minutes ago. I'm heading down to the shop, but in the meantime, have a great rest of week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.